I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. What you resist, persists. We cannot change anything unless we accept it. The more one does one's duty, the more one earns one's freedom. The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darknesses of other people. Your visions will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. The pendulum of the mind oscillates between sense and nonsense, not between right and wrong. The shoe that fits one person pinches another. There is no recipe for living that suits all cases. Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes. Every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether the narcotic be alcohol or morphine or idealism. The greatest and most important problems of life are all in a certain sense insoluble. They can never be solved, but only outgrown. Your perception will become clear only when you can look into your soul. There is no coming to consciousness without pain. Loneliness does not come from having no people around, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important to oneself. The creation of something new is not accomplished by the intellect, but by the play instinct acting from inner necessity. The creative mind plays with the objects it loves. The dream is the small hidden door in the deepest and most intimate sanctum of the soul. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Man's task is to become conscious of the contents that press upward from the unconscious. In all chaos there is a cosmos, in all disorder a secret order. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, in order to avoid facing their own souls. The greatest tragedy of the family is the unlived lives of the parents. Where love rules, there is no will to power, and where power predominates, love is lacking. The healthy man does not torture others. Generally, it is the tortured who turn into torturers. The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. Even a happy life cannot be without a measure of darkness, and the word happy would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. The least of things with a meaning is worth more in life than the greatest of things without it. The word belief is a difficult thing for me. I don't believe. I must have a reason for a certain hypothesis. Either I know a thing, and then I know it. I don't need to believe it. A man who has not passed through the inferno of his passions has never overcome them. If one does not understand a person, one tends to regard him as a fool. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. The world will ask you who you are, and if you don't know, the world will tell you. The greater the contrast, the greater the potential. Great energy only comes from a correspondingly great tension of opposites. I have frequently seen people become neurotic when they content themselves with inadequate or wrong answers to the questions of life. Where wisdom reigns, there is no conflict between thinking and feeling. Nobody, as long as he moves about among the chaotic currents of life, is without trouble. The sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light in the darkness of mere being.